This conference will now be recorded.
All right, it's all yours.
Looks pretty close to me. Okay, I'll call the Richland City Council meeting of February 12th, 2024 to order. We do have a quorum, and the mayor is absent tonight. So everyone is here except for him. Let's open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone.
I do have two additions.
Okay.
Number 3 under new business, well update.
Okay.
And then number 4, Historic Preservation Society request.
I move to approve the agenda with additions.
Sure. Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Consent agenda items, there's just one item. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve it.
Okay, second.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Public comments? Anyone, public comments? Okay, public hearings. Requests and presentations, ordinance and resolutions. Item number 1, approve banking resolution with Keene Bank.
So we,
I think they wanted to move on comments.
oh, yes, do you want to address the council?
Yeah, I've got a couple questions.
Okay, sorry.
What's that?
I said, sorry, I didn't know that you were doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, first I want to take the time to thank your chief for working with me for so long. I mean, she said put up quite a bit, she's been understanding, and I want to thank her for that, and I want to thank Mr. Merton there for putting up with me for so long too at the same situation. And the problem I'm having is, I've been trying to keep 2 people alive for the last 4 years. Number 1 was my son who wanted to commit suicide. He went through a lot. My girlfriend has gone through a lot with her leg, and it's not been an easy journey. The problem I have now yet is she's still got some appointments to go through, and this isn't gonna be done until middle of March or April or whatever, and there seems to be an issue with my motorhome sitting there because I live in it. And the thing about my motorhome is I got a driver's license, which it's complicated because it's through South Dakota. But what it does is it's a driver's license that states that I live in my motorhome full time, is what it does. And I was just back in South Dakota again last week, but I went by myself. I just drove over there because I got to put in so many times or whatever you want over there. And anyways, I'm not asking for anything special. I'm just trying to get through with this. That's all I want. And after that, I'll pull that motorhome off my yard and go back to South Dakota. But in the meantime, they're down to, what do I do? I'm down to, what do I do? That's where I'm at. Like I said, I'm not here to cause a problem for anybody. I'm going to get through this. And I'm open for suggestions. Believe me.
Well, I don't know anything about the situation.
Yeah,
Where are
I
you
don't
parked right now?
I'm parked right beside my house.
Which is
on
where?
my property, 313 West Division Street.
Not allowed to live in a RV on private property.
Okay.
So that's the
Where
problem.
does it say that?
Huh?
Where does it say that?
It's a health code violation
Out of the health code violation.
because you don't have because of the way the water and sewer and everything takes place with the RV.
On my water, I'm not hooked up to the water. The sewer, I'm not hooked up to the sewer because I can hold hundreds of gallons. My tanks are heated, so I don't have to worry about that freezing. And I've seen other, and the reason people plug their RVs into power in the wintertime is so they don't freeze. Your plastic don't crack. Your cabinets don't warp. That's why a lot of people keep continuous power to them. But like I said, I'm just asking for a little bit more time to get through this.
Well, I'm not gonna speak on behalf of the chief of police, but I know that she has been working with the county and the county attorney's office and everything else, and we're just doing what we're doing. So don't really have any other update for the council. I don't think you have any other update for the council.
I was gonna say, do you have anything, Denise, that you want to talk about? So how long you been doing, how long has this been going on?
Which part? You mean with her leg? Or-
No, living in the street, living on, or being in the
Oh, how
mobile
long
home?
have I lived in my motorhome? 10 years?
No, here in the
Here
Richland.
in
Oh, here in Redmond, we've been back here now. Well, what happened, the reason we had to come back was she started getting sicker and sicker when we were in South Dakota, and they weren't doing nothing about it. So then I said, that's enough of this. I said, I'm bringing you back to Mayo. And that's when, I mean, they found out it's more about her, what do you want to call it, super hyper diabetic or whatever, because she's already passed out on me, and I've had her taken, rushed her to the hospital a few times, and they gave me one of these injector things that I'm supposed to poke her myself now, that if she goes into a diabetic coma again, is what it is. So basically saying, I've been stuck here for at least 4 years contending with her and my son, is what it's been. And I know my neighbor got their house for sale. And I talked to Justin a couple of days ago, and I said, Justin, I said, if you got somebody who wants to see your house and you're gonna show it, I said, just feel free to let me know. And I said, I'll pull off for the day.
Okay.
You know, so, because I don't plan on being here forever, that I know that I wanna be, you know?
So have you received any fines or violations?
No, it's the first one I've got.
Okay.
Like I said, she's been real patient with me, because I've always kept her informed what was going on. And like I said, she's down to what do I do now, and I'm down to what do I do now. And it all comes down to,
How long before, at least a planned thing with surgery and all that stuff, before you're going back to South Dakota?
I'm hoping sometime this year. Because like I said, I don't want to live here the rest of my life. Even though I grew up in this town, I've been here since 1955. Until I left and went to South Dakota for a period of time. Otherwise, I've always lived here.
You were a deputy sheriff when you were out in South Dakota, weren't you?
Yeah, reserve deputy sheriff.
What would happen if we just looked the other way until they?
There's
Number
one, we can't take any action on it because it's public comment. Number two, the city staff is already working with county attorney, our city attorney and stuff like that. Council really can't make any type of recommendation or anything until we have some sort of legal opinion from our people.
Okay.
So it's a work in progress.
How long that take?
Depends.
How
So
fast
then
does
we
the
could-
law move?
So we could just sit there and tell him to wait.
You can't make it's public comment. You cannot make a decision on it tonight. It has to wait till the next meeting.
Okay.
Is anybody living in the house?
Yeah, my son.
Okay. I
Yeah,
see.
my son lives in the house. Yep. Well, my daughter's living there now because she just moved in with him here, week ago. She was the one that actually had the orange tubs that were in the driveway that I had to get rid of. That, you know, I was moving her stuff in and out at the same time, but yeah, my daughter's gonna live with my son.
And there's not room for all these in there?
Well, the problem I had, Jody, was when we had that last flood come through,
Mm-hmm.
well, I had that much shit in my basement
Okay.
floating around. I actually had shit floating around in my basement. I had toilet paper floating around in my basement. and the bottom part of my whole bottom inside of the basement, I end up getting mold, which I'm still cutting out.
Okay,
So basically, I don't want nobody staying in that basement. My upstairs, I pretty well got close to being done. From when that tree fell on it, then another storm come through and knocked my power line down and caught the backside of the house on fire. So it's been a work in progress,
okay.
slow work in progress.
What time frame does he have to do something than what we've told him?
March,
Third, fifth.
yes, the 5th or the
Okay, so
7th.
if he doesn't do anything, what is the next step, what you guys have to do, or the city does?
Whatever the county attorney.
Whatever the,
And that depends on when they get back to you.
well, the
So-
city attorney said he has to clean it up and clear it out by that date, otherwise it's, I don't remember the amount of days in jail or fines.
And we can't say anything.
Would you like to see the original paper I got?
I'm-
Well, no, I mean, you can make a recommendation, but ultimately, I mean, we have to go by what is there in our,
Yeah, we
mean,
have to-
the problem is if you look the other way this time,
Correct,
then you open up a whole,
but these are extended circumstances too.
maybe.
Well,
One
let's-
could also argue that the vehicle was moved and the situation was remedied, and now it's been moved back, and now the situation is back again.
So that starts back at day one.
So what I'm saying is that this isn't just a one-time deal, this is a continuing.
And see, another problem I got is she needs to be hooked up to an internet all the time because she's got this.
Dexcom G7
Yeah.
for my,
Okay.
to let me know how much insulin you give me.
So that creates another problem for me if I try to move off. I mean, I move off, I don't have a problem with that, but it's like, what do I try to do to fix all these remedies that I'm facing to try to solve the problem of the medical needs that she needs yet? Until until she can get through with this stuff. I mean, she's supposed to go back in and have a surgery done, what,
I'll find out March 18th.
All I can tell you is that the staff is working diligently on this, has been, and if you wish, I will provide an update at the next council meeting, but that's where we're at.
If push comes to shove, it's gonna take time to do what you say, like kind of discipline, but whether they wanna fine him or jail him or anything like that, that's gonna take some time also. Maybe she'll be gone by then.
It's possible,
That was my point right there.
so.
Not look the other way, but.
I'm not asking anybody to look the other way. I'm just trying to figure out my solutions of what to do here. I'm physically trying to keep her alive. I mean, if you understand that.
Yeah. Totally get that.
Well, then I think we should do like Tony said. Just apprise us on the next meeting and see what county attorney and whoever says that, that you have to do this, what they come back with. And then work with that.
Cause like I said, I don't have a problem working with anybody on this situation, cause I tell you what, I could use the help.
Okay, any more questions or comments? Well, on the advice of Tony, let's just wait until there's some decisions made and those are passed along to us, and then we'll take action or whatever needs to be done with the situation.
And like I said, I'd like to try to get updated too, if I could, Cause like I said, I'm not trying to create problems for anyone. I don't want problems for the city, cause everybody got enough problems.
Yep, we'll be in touch.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good luck. And
Thank you.
thanks for the chief working with you and Tony, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Okay. Back down to ordinances, the bank resolution with Keene Bank.
Yeah, so we just have a certificate of deposit with them, so we just need to have a resolution on file that we have money there, and so this is just approving the resolution.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
I'll second
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Item number 2, resolution 24-03.
Per Jody and a few of you others' request, I have drafted a resolution in your opposition to redesign the state flag and seal. If you choose to adopt this resolution, I will forward it off to the governor's office as well as our representation. If you don't choose to adopt it, then we don't.
Okay, is there a motion on the resolution?
I move to adopt it.
I'll second that.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, resolution is approved. Department reports, I'm sorry. Ambulance report in writing.
Yep, 9 runs for the year. They had their bingo over the weekend. Sounded like there was a pretty okay turnout. The ambulance is sending out a flyer in city bills to try to get some more interest in maybe some people helping out or working with them. This year, the ambulance is up for renewal. And it sounds like everything's looking good with North. And the Lucas and Zoll will be going in for its service, and that's kind of sort of it.
Do we have a motion?
I got a question.
Yeah.
When she said they were looking at putting the flyer out for, see if people enjoying the ambulance, do you know what that one cost in the paper for Allendale to put it in? I know it's like half a page.
Probably more money than it's gonna cost us to put it in the water bill.
Just wondering.
Might be the first step here.
I would say, well, so normally, like, I wanna say, it's, advertising is ridiculous. I bet you that half, I mean, I seem to remember when they published that, water department report and didn't tell me about it beforehand, I wanna say they billed us like $600.
I was gonna say probably 500.
Aren't you required to publish it though?
Required to publish it or to post it and
Post it.
tell everybody where it's at. So normally what we do is we put a splurge in our water bill that says you can view the report on our website, and that satisfies the requirement.
Okay,
So, 'cause I think that's not worth $600 to put in.
I agree.
No.
I used to work.
Yeah, well, advertising is ridiculous, so.
I agree.
But, yeah, so
Okay.
we'll start this way and see what happens. I think they're thinking, and it makes sense, is that we're trying to recruit people who are in town and not coming from outside the area, so this gets to everybody kind of sort of.
Makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept the report?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the fire department report in writing.
Really busy month. One mutual aid call, all they had,
Ooh.
truck and equipment checks. Was the training? Yeah, it was a big fire. Banquet, they had the banquet, sounded like everything was great. I was in War Road, so I was not able to attend that. And Anthony Martin's retired with 20 years of service on the fire department.
Whoa, finally got that guy off of there.
So, and then the fire department is asking to purchase badges and nameplates for new members and to replace some of the stuff that was given to retirees.
What's the distinction between a badge and a nameplate?
Badge is the actual badge, nameplate has their last name in there when they started serving in the fire department.
Is it sewed into the?
No, they're metal.
Oh, they're metal.
They're with the backs on it, so that is $840 to be taken out of the uniform budget.
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
That's all I have for the fire report.
Well, I think, Tony, we should recognize you and your 20 years of service. That's,
Yeah.
do you get your name up on a plaque somewhere or anything?
I don't know.
I'll give you that.
Well, no, that 20 years is a long time.
Yeah.
You've probably been on a lot of fires and other things that,
Yeah.
so congratulations, and
Thank you.
that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I think you do get a plaque or something.
Yeah, they're looking at them, I think. They're just
I think a fireman's hat with your name on it.
I think they're getting wooden plaques with
I gotta get a little
the,
toy
with the
fire
names
truck.
on it.
Okay. Well, good. Just congratulations, Tony.
Thank you.
That's
I
great.
appreciate that.
It's more than
Okay.
2/3
Yeah,
Thanks.
that puts it in perspective.
Leave it to Denise.
Yeah, means a lot from your friends, doesn't it?
Move to approve the fire department report.
No, we just covered it.
I think we approved the spending of the $840. Okay,
I know.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. And then the police department report.
228 calls for service for the month of January, putting us at 228 for the year. That's more than last year. Last year was 105.
Wow.
Is that because we have more employees that are working shift and it's not the county covering?
Yep. I don't even know. I would have to look back at the schedule last year, but I don't think that all shifts were being covered in January last year either. I'm very proud to say that all but 2 shifts are covered for the month of February. And those 2 shifts have gone. So in case anybody's listening.
Yeah,
Good deal.
we're out there.
Parking violations regarding snow emergencies. I call them the boys. Drew and Joel have been very good at, for the one snow that we've had.
And that was in October,
That's a while ago.
The first week of January.
was it?
I don't even know how many snow ordinances, like, how many administrative citations I sent out, probably 10 or more.
And this includes sidewalks not being shoveled and?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe all of them though were for parking.
The only sidewalk one that went out was the old movie theater.
Okay.
And then I've had quite an issue with people not renewing their tabs on their vehicles.
Yeah.
So I think I sent out 6 last week, at the beginning of last week. So,
not
citations, just, hey, like your tabs are due.
Yeah.
Some by 4 months, some by 1 month,
I was just gonna ask how long.
So it varies.
Mhm.
Is there a certain amount of time to get that completed then?
Yeah,
Before
they
it
usually
becomes
get 14 days. Yep. I went to a conference at the first week of January, which was, it's always fun, it's a 2-day conference in Mankato. Learned a lot, covered a bunch of different things. Officer Jant completed his field training and has been doing well on his own, so that's been nice. I did purchase 2 glucometers for each squad, 1 for each squad. And in total, it was for both of them, it was less than $100. So, that was ordered through the ambulance. And then tires on 260, so the newer squad, were put on Friday last week. That's all I got.
Okay. When it comes to the tabs though, isn't the state of Minnesota sending these people a notice that they're?
Oh, yeah, then they don't get them.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is that our ordinance say you have to have current registration
Okay.
on private or public.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so even if it's parked, like, on
driveway.
your lawn and in your driveway.
You're still in violation?
You're still in violation. You have to have current registration.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking it was the opposite. As long as it's on private property and not being driven, it doesn't matter.
Because
Okay.
it's technically like tax evasion.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure because the state wants their money, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. Any questions for the chief?
Are you gonna be around later?
Yes.
Any, okay, we need a motion, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Okay. Next item is the hydrology study update.
All right, so I finally got some information back from the hydrology study. This is just initial information, and this was just spit out to us. Myself, the county, Eric, and the hydrology guys have a meeting on the 27th of February to talk about all of this stuff to try to figure out. But these are just a few of the options that they've provided. Initially, one is just basically expanding the ditch size and making all the culverts bigger.
I got a question on that.
Okay,
What's RCD, BC, and what is the
I have
CMP?
no idea.
I think,
That's why I wait until the
I wish they
27th. to
would
explain
put
something.
acronyms and spell them out.
I think RC, I believe, is reinforced concrete,
Probably
Something.
box culvert.
box culvert, there you
That's
go.
what it is,
Yeah.
So,
CMP.
yeah.
Cement.
Yep, so that, but yeah, so we won't, but, so this is just one of the options that they provided. The second one is to build levees in the red area there, to kind of divert or protect
Mhm.
the, this option is potentially taking the water from the east side of town and routing it around the north end of town, to just kind of get it out of there. And then I think these are, they identified potential storage sites to
Oh, yeah.
store the water instead of trying to push it through. And then the other option is to buy out those properties that would be affected by that. And obviously, I don't think that's a cost-effective solution for us.
No.
So this is just my way of keeping you guys informed of where we're at in the process. And I know no more information than you do other than seeing the same stuff that you've seen and read the same stuff that you've read. And that there will be a meeting on the 27th to discuss,
Of this month,
yes, those options.
what time?
So,
During the day?
yeah, I believe 10 a.m.
I'll email you.
Yeah, I'll let you know for sure. But so it's just an overview of what Houston's provided to us to start the discussion
Okay.
process. That's all I got on that.
Do we need a motion to accept the study or just information only?
No.
Okay. All right, thank you. On the new business home serve program,
So this is I was contacted by HomeServe. They are authorized by the basically the National League of Cities to provide service line warranty programs within the communities. So basically what this program does is, this is just some marketing materials that they've served us, but they basically provide
Just like a-
insurance coverage basically for water line, sewer line, and then indoor plumbing.
This would become like the main.
From whatever the city does not cover into their house. So basically from our shut off all the way into their house, they would
Okay.
cover. So the homeowners would make a monthly payment just like they would for insurance. Water line is up to $8,500 per incident, sewer line's up to $8,500 per incident. In-home plumbing and drainage is up to $3,000 per incident. There is no limit. If they have 7 incidents, they'll cover it up each time
okay,
up to that point. So it does not cost us anything. It's not us offering the service. Their only ask from us is that we provide the names and addresses of the people that we serve so they can send marketing materials to them about this program. As part of that, then they would provide a reimbursement to the city of 10% of the premiums that they take in for any of these services. So it's basically 10% of all premiums would come back to the city with us basically doing absolutely no work at all. And potentially giving our citizens an option because of the issues that we've obviously had with flooding and things like that.
Did they say what an average?
Yep, so today she just sent me today, I just got it today, and
This one. This one.
I mean, the list of cities that
Yeah.
Yeah.
participated is pretty
Um,
impressive.
Well, that's not bad.
So this is what you're looking at right now. It's $5.99 a month for water line, and $7.75 a month for sewer line, and then $9.99 for in-home plumbing, depending on what you wanted. I did,
That's $60 to $120 a year. That's not.
no, that's monthly.
That's
I
monthly.
mean, but I'm saying
Right.
$60 to $100.
Oh, yeah.
That's not.
Now,
That's not bad at all.
Uh-huh.
the administrator from Zumbrota, Brian, is in my leadership group, and they just put this program in 2 years ago. So I did call him and ask him, I said, what is your thoughts? And he said, everything went very seamless. They came in and did their thing. They don't bother the city doesn't bother them, they just get a check. And he said a really positive reception from the community.
Did he know what the usage was of it?
I think, now I'm just gonna try to remember the conversation we
Where
had.
was this on? You said?
Zumbrota, and I wanna say 20,000 in premiums maybe?
But I mean, like, say,
But they got.
if people have.
No, that's what they've sent out, so
And
the city
people
got
have
it.
used it though, is my point.
That I don't know, that I don't know, that I wouldn't know without asking.
Because Zambrota's on Mississippi, right?
No.
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 It's
Yeah.
over on Highway 52.
Oh, it's on the Zambrota.
So, but he thought, he was very happy with the service that they've received from the company and thought it was a good benefit to people who are interested in it. And this is not one of those things you have to, this is one of those options we give people to have.
And
Yeah.
is this a yearly thing we would get that premium cut, or is it just the first year?
As far as I understand, it's
Yearly?
10% of the premiums yearly.
And what was the reason they went with it?
I guess I didn't ask
Did
him
they-
that.
Did they have flooding issues?
No, I think they were just looking for an option for, I mean, if you think about it, a sewer repair
Yeah,
for your line is ridiculous.
I remember Patty's up there.
So I mean, if you spend like you said, $120 a year or whatever on insurance, and then you have a problem,
Yeah.
and you spend $8,000 to fix it, and then you don't have to pay out of pocket, and there's no what's the deductibles.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
So, I mean, I just don't think there's any harm or foul to the city
No.
to approve
I don't think
it
so.
at all, and it gives
No.
our residents an opportunity to protect themselves a little better too.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I'll make a motion that we adopt this plan and go ahead with it and let the people decide if they want it or not.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay. Any more discussion or questions for Tony?
We ever just thought of doing it ourselves to have a program?
I don't think we want to get involved. I don't think we don't have enough staff to.
Okay, that was my question.
Yep. Yeah, because I know that what she was saying is the city of Waseca does it.
Oh, they
So
do?
you can
Well-
Is
choose.
their name on here?
Yeah,
Yes and no, they have a certain program.
I must have
but
missed
it's
it.
only like $2,000, isn't it? Like,
You have a certain flat rate amount, but, and it has to be an actual, the city employees have to deem it an issue that's.
yeah. So I just don't think there's enough staff time, or it'd be just trying to keep track of. Yeah, I think that this makes more sense. It kind of puts it out.
I know RPU in Rochester has the same thing as a program where you pay a month.
Rochester actually has this program in town.
They have their own though on top of it.
Yeah, but they have this program as well.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Motion passes. Thanks for bringing this to us, Tony. I think this is a good idea. Really good idea. And it's up to the homeowners to decide if they want to do it or not.
And I mean, like you said, if you look at the cities that are there
Yeah.
working with, it's substantial.
Well, when you look at the ones, it's pretty much, we got Lesueur, towns that get flooded almost every year. Might not be any flooding this year. There's no snow up north and no snow down south. Yeah,
Right.
so it might be a good thing, but that's the purpose of insurance.
But this wouldn't be for flooding, this is gonna be for broken pipes.
Well, yeah, but
Right,
still,
but there's,
there's the potential for those kinds of things to cause damage.
Correct.
Okay,
Especially the backing up.
compensation plan update.
I was asked by Chad to kind of look in this more specifically because of we're still way off on police department and stuff. So I did
Mhm.
reach out to David Drown to just ask, about redoing the information for our compensation plan. They said, they do a 3-year contract at $3,000 a year, which rewrites all the job descriptions, redoes the current study, actually files our pay equity reports for us as part of that process. I did tell him that, you know, when we did this study the first time, I went through everything and rewrote all those job descriptions, so we really don't need the job descriptions to be rewrote. So he did say that if we don't need to rewrite the job descriptions, they'd be willing to do it for the $2,300. So
A year.
for a 3-year contract, yep. And so that would be,
You said it was $3,000 each year.
yes, $2,300 each year for 3 years.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
And so this would be like, right now, David Drown has the most complete data set as far as public service salaries. Actually, he told me that their data is more current than the League of Minnesota Cities data that they have currently right now. And that's probably marketing employee, I don't know, whatever, but,
How about money in the budget to do it?
we have a little bit, if that's something we wanna do. It will also look at, some other positions and things like that and kind of give us an idea, of where we're at.
To give us a drop dead date of when they won't offer this?
No. I mean, and obviously, even if we would go through with this, I mean, we wouldn't be looking at instituting anything most likely until 2025.
Next
But it would
contract.
give you an idea of where, I mean,
Well,
just
you
off the top of my head, I think the police stuff is, I mean, the first, like $10 an hour, basically, is what it boils down to, is the difference between starting here or starting up there.
Really?
And that's because you can't find people, you can't
Oh, yeah.
keep
Right.
people, and so those salaries are constantly going up. So, I don't necessarily think, I don't need you to make a decision tonight, maybe you wanna stew on it for a month or two and think about it, but, I think the other thing too is, I don't necessarily know that our maintenance supervisor's position is classified quite right. I think he might be a grade lower than he probably should be.
That could be involved in this?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I wanna kinda address that.
Are we looking at everybody, so even? in
It would
this
just
year?
basically, all of the job descriptions that we already have, everything that we already have, they would say, well, this is where you should be. This is the high, this is the medium, this is the low. Council decides where they wanna go, or if they want to go.
Can you put it so we can revisit this back the first week of May?
I would say if you're gonna do it, I'd like to have a decision by April, because,
How much
Just
time
put it
do
on
you
the
need?
calendar then.
to do the study, I would imagine that they've got that in their pocket and they probably can spit it out in 24 to 48 hours.
I'm sure.
So, but I think it's if nothing else, it's a good idea to have it earlier, so that when we do start talking budget, we have
We have
a
that.
very good idea. of
Yeah,
where
we should do
I
it
agree.
now.
So, but I'm fine if you don't wanna make a decision tonight, let's wait, that's fine. Unless
Because
you
what-
want, it's up to you.
Let's revisit it.
Yeah, revisit, but waiting doesn't change anything.
No, I'll put it on for since the mayor will be back to the next meeting, I'll put it back on for the next meeting.
Good idea.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well update.
So we have a little issue with our wells, and I know you're not gonna believe this, but,
We're out of water. No.
well one is having some problems. We did we pull the well, or we pull everything out every so often to check on stuff, and put a new motor in, dropped it back down, and locked the pump up almost immediately, and had to have them come back out. Long story short, something in their rocker or something from there ended up getting into the fins of the pump
Oh, jeez.
and caused everything to lock up. So the well, number one well, is not in real super great shape. So we have 3 wells in the city, 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3 are kind of our wells we use pretty regularly, and 2 has kind of been the one that we haven't really used regularly. So we had Thynwell and Guy LeBlanc and Eric all hammering at this, and what we've kind of decided is that they think they would like to remove the hydrant fill station down at the Prairie Cottages,
Okay.
turn number 1 well, basically swap the pumps in well 1 and 2, use well 1 to do a filling station for that was down there,
Where's that gonna be?
huh?
Where's that?
Off the water plant. That gravel road that comes around, there'd be a fill station out at the top. and then basically swap wells 1 and 2 and have 2 and 3 running, filling the water stuff and using 1 for that other process and a backup for the water system.
But you still have to fix the one pump though, right?
Yeah, so, long story short,
Is the condition of the well actually the ground around where you're getting the water the problem, or is it the pump and stuff?
no, it's the condition of the well.
Okay.
It's starting to get to that point, yeah. So long story short, oh shoot, I don't have guys here.
Have you thought about doing a study of drilling another well, what that would cost?
Way more than this is gonna cost.
No, I know, but I mean, if we had 3 and we need 3 and we only got 2 running.
We'd still have a third, we'd still have 3. We'd be using 1 as the backup.
Just the one that isn't well, or
Yeah,
is it
so-
good?
So basically, so from what I understand is that for well 1, they're basically gonna pick the well, or pick the pump up. Cause what's happening is, when that pump
Okay.
spins up, it kicks the stuff up off the bottom.
From the
Right.
sides, yeah.
So they're gonna pick that pump
Up
up,
higher, so.
since it's not gonna be filling the water tower anymore,
Okay.
and then it's gonna solve that problem. The problem is the only other thing that we can do is abandon that well. And if that's the case, then we have to go through all the processes of sealing everything up. And the estimate for that was between 70 and 125,000, depending on how stuff went. So,
Can they
So-
drill it down further?
no. So this is the estimate from Thine Well to do all of that stuff. 26,637, which I thought was actually a pretty decent price. The electrical for the project is 7,200, that through Delane Nelson. And then, so the whole project is 33,837.
Do you need to know tonight?
Yes, because they want to start it next week if possible. Now, the only thing I will say is that Eric's trying to get a second quote just because of the price of the project. So I would, if you're willing to, I would like approval pending us not finding a cheaper quote or going with a cheaper quote, should we have a cheaper quote.
A question I got is, if we have been using this well and we start using these wells or this well more, is it gonna do the same thing that did to this one?
I don't even think the well people could tell you that.
Okay, that's what I'm, yeah,
So-
you know, I mean, it's like a crystal ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all depends on what's down there and how everything's
And where are
working.
the wells in town?
Well, the white shed, that's right back by the water plant,
Yep.
and then those in the water plant.
That's where all the wells are?
I don't,
There ain't, I mean, some of their
no,
places.
they're all
They're all here.
They're all
They're all in
here.
that,
I didn't know that.
at different depths, aren't they? Or they all, yeah,
Yeah,
I would guess.
it's about here over my head,
Right, I'd
so.
have to ask my cousin.
Anyway, we were trying to do this, we were trying to play this game of me conversating with those guys, so basically, they would talk to me and then I would talk to Eric and then back and forth. And I said, this is not working. I said, that's why we.
Yeah, but
That's
sometimes when somebody has to explain to something.
No, I know, but he needs, it was third party and it was not working.
Oh,
well.
gotcha.
So I got all those 3 guys together and I said, you guys work together to figure this out and then come explain it to me.
Alright.
But yeah, this should solve that problem and keep us going well into the future, with what we need to have.
We gotta have water.
Have to have, yeah.
I'm
city
going
has
into
to
the
have
weeds
water.
here a
Gotta
little
have
bit, but what if we grew 500 people?
Wouldn't have a problem.
Ooh, that was an easy weed.
Yeah, no, we don't have any problems with water. It's just a matter of, I mean, it's one of those things where, as you all know, we've been struggling fixing an aging
Yeah.
system, right? So
Yeah.
if we only have one well and one goes down, well, then we have a problem. Then nobody's got water.
Makes
So
sense.
we still, by doing this, we still have 3 wells that are all able to be used for the purposes they need to be used for. We're just moving some things around.
Cool.
So.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid, oh no, not accept the bid, go out for bids and see if we can find the cheapest bid of the both.
But approve the cost,
Yes, but approve the cost to be done.
Yeah, approve
33,
this.
37 or less.
Yes.
In case there isn't someone who offers a bid. Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion or questions
I
for
got a
Tony?
question. Did I just hear you say 33?
Yeah, cause.
Yeah, with the 72.
Gotta have them both
You
together.
got
Electrical
electrical in
on
there
there.
yet,
Gotcha.
because he's getting bids for both, correct?
Yeah.
Electrical and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's good. Delane can do it.
It'll either be Delane or Straight River.
Perfect. Okay, any more questions for Tony? All in favor of the motion? Aye. Motion passes. Historic preservation.
I'll just give the floor to Pam.
Oh, why, thank you. We are thinking about the sesquicentennial, which will be in 2027.
wow.
And we have a few things in mind, but we'd like to start with the cannon in the park, which has been there since 1900, which is not a cannon. It's a 4.5 siege rifle, but that's beside the point. The base is in need of tuck pointing. We would like to write a grant to the Richland Area Foundation to get money to do the tuck pointing and also restore the lettering, which was on the cannon initially when I suppose in 1900. It would say Lincoln Post 26 GAR, Department of MINN. We don't know why it didn't spell out Minnesota, or we don't know. But we would like to get that done. And we would also like to put up a sign or a plaque with the history of the cannon.
Would that be part of your grant writing
Yes,
proposal?
all
Okay.
covered by a grant.
So basically, they're just
If we don't
looking
get a
for the
grant,
council's blessing to.
On the
to do
cannon.
that.
Of course.
Are you sure?
Can you tell me the significance of that cannon in
the
history?
Civil War cannon,
But I mean, why was it brought here? Is it just
They
because it was a
bought it.
Minnesota one?
they were giving them away after the
I
Civil War.
suppose.
And if you could raise money to pay the shipping, you could get a cannon. So there you
And
go.
maybe our men used it? Minnesota
Get a
men
tank
used
if
it
you
maybe?
want one.
I don't think this one was used,
Oh, okay.
but there were only 113 of these made
Oh, that's
and
cool.
only 56 remained.
Is there, and I'm not saying I don't like the place of it, but is there another place it could be put that would be a little more in your face or?
When the park gets redone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
So I guess I'm looking just for a motion to allow the Historic Preservation Society to go that way.
sure.
I'd gladly make a motion for that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
I,
Opposed?
Just because I'm a nerd, can you go back to that?
Yeah,
picture?
absolutely. Absolutely, we can.
You can see the school, the old school in the
Oh.
background, but look on the right side, do you see the elephant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There must have been a circus in town,
yeah, but
Interesting.
no, my question is that,
There's still.
which way is that thing pointing?
toward Janesville.
Cause see, now it points that way, doesn't it?
No.
No, it hasn't
It
changed.
points
Oh, okay, I thought it was
toward
pointing south.
Janesville.
Okay, anyway. I'll have to go look at
When
it.
you get it all fixed up, I'm gonna call Clinton and say, hey, be good over there.
Yeah, don't be goofing around over there.
Yeah. Fire for effect.
A lot of kids have played on that cannon.
Used to play in the one in Waseca.
Yeah. Okay. Anything under miscellaneous for the council? Administrators report. Tony?
I continue working on the audit with Abdo. They'll be here in the first couple weeks in March to finish things out. So that's my plan.
Perfect.
The rest of the week is to try to nail down all the final things that they need for us to finish that up. Annual water usage report was sent to the Minnesota DNR along with our payment for our permit.
I got a question. Water in town.
Yep.
Waldorf told me, one of the guys that works there said that they changed the level of magnesium, so most towns aren't meeting the requirements of how much magnesium is in the water.
That's the first I've heard of that.
Okay.
I know that we're going through an issue with fluoride with the
Yeah, I remember that.
MPCA. but that's. the
Would
first
Shell
I've heard
know?
of that.
That's what sewer, though.
Would Shell know?
Well, it depends on what side. Is it on the water side or the sewer side?
Water.
Okay, then that would be Eric.
That'd be Eric.
Yeah, and he hasn't said anything to me, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
The DNR permit, so basically the city of New Richland's allowed to use so much water per month, per year, and then if you're over, you have to pay.
Why is the DNR involved?
Because it's all,
It's a
the
natural
DNR
resource.
gets their money, so. So we were a little over, and I think the summer months are the months they really look hard at as far as water usage, and so we're a little over, but we were right where we always are. So I wanna say the permit was like $224 or something like that for the year. So, yeah, not like Wasika's.
I'll throttle back on my water usage.
Met with home service, that line program, met with engineer about the water plant issue, so just for that, all that well stuff was going on too. Bolton and Mike was here, both Corey and John Groutman, and went through with Eric and Shell on both water and sewer plants to get an idea of where we're at and what they think needs to be done. And I'm sure that at the work session that we have, they'll share that information, but did get a lot of positive information, especially on our water plant as far as the filter and stuff. They said the filter will last significant amount of time left without any issues. So the only thing that they're concerned about is the media might have to be changed. But it's relatively cheap on the comparative side. So working with the engineer on the lead service line requirements, starting that process to identify those things.
What have you found out with that so far?
Nothing yet. We're just getting dialed up. So we are lucky when the city put in our new meters back when I was on the council, so when Jody was probably on the council at that time too before. We put those new meters in, every single home was documented on what service line was in the house. So we are way ahead of where all these other communities are as far as that information.
Good.
Just the curb stop side, right?
Yep, so. I didn't bring that, I'll put the dispensary stuff on the next meeting too, but I finally did get some correspondence from our city attorney regarding the dispensary issue. We have been awarded a CETA grant. I do not have all the information, which is why I wasn't on tonight, but long story short, it is $15,000, and then I can't remember exactly the hour requirement, but basically technical expertise for EDA stuff for the city of New Richland. So I'm thinking what I'd like to do is to address some stuff in Homestake Edition, and then also revitalize and support our grant program that we have for businesses. So that's kind of where I'm hoping to put that stuff.
Cool.
And then I didn't get any work done on this grant from the UDSDA because we've been so busy with the auditors and stuff, but I'm just keeping it on there so that I keep remembering about it. Just birthdays this time. Well, we already knew Sarah was there because that was on the last time. But Sarah Joe was here for 9 years today. So congratulations to her. Brandy Dockin, Braden Thompson, and Joshua Babcock all have birthdays on 21st.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Outside of that, that's all I got for you tonight.
Any other questions for Tony? You have a motion to approve or accept it?
I'll second that.
I'll
Okay,
second.
okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mayor, or not here, but any council members have comments or remarks? A motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Adjourned at 7:24.